All right, so my peers are telling me to make more content. Apparently, they liked my last video, and it got me thinking that maybe I should make some more content about tournament fishing stuff and just bass fishing in general. Um, and this is another one that I wanted to do that I've been wanting to do for a while because there's a lot of and it has to do with skipping docks or skipping baits in general because there's a lot of, I wouldn't say misinformation out there, but there's a lot of information out there that to somebody who's never tried it before would actually steer them in the wrong way. It did for me for a while until I found what worked for me. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So the thing with skipping jigs and skipping plastics, a lot of it has to do with rod action and rod length, because you don't want too long of a rod to where if you're skipping, it's an underhanded cast and you don't want your rod hitting the water, hitting the boat or anything like that. So you got to keep your rod on the shorter end of things. But a lot of information out there is like you need a 7, like Swindle, he's one of my favorite guys out there, but he talks about like a 7.5 foot rod or a 7'4". That's fine if you're as tall as Swindle. I think Swindle's over 6 foot. I'm 5'7" on a good day. I'm short. So if I try skipping with a 7+ foot rod, I'm gonna struggle because I've tried it. It don't happen. I would say, here's my general rule, and I think it's gonna help you out, is find a rod that's about a 1/2 foot taller than you. About. What that brings me to is this rod. And you're gonna immediately, if you're hip on bass fishing, you're watching this, your immediate thought when I show you this rod is, it's too light, can't do it. That's bullshit. And the other thing is that I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. I have no product to push. I'm just here to make a video to help you out. This is my preferred skipping rod for 3/8 and 1/2 ounce jigs. It's a Daiwa 6'3", medium, not medium heavy, a medium rod, and it's only 6'3". It's a little bitty chopstick. It's tiny. Guess what, dude? I've wrestled pretty big bass out from underneath docks and out from heavy cover with this rod, and I've been using it for years. I've only ever broke one, and that was because I was in the process of landing that 4-pounder that I told you guys about yesterday on my video out from that bush. I had the rod sitting on the keel of the boat, of the side of the boat, and I accidentally, like, my elbow came down on it when I was reaching in to pull this fish out of a bush because he got kind of hung up and I couldn't do anything with him. But yeah, I mean, that was, a fluke. But I pulled a lot of fish out of pretty heavy cover with this rod, with the exception of that one, because he was just, I couldn't do anything with him. He was on like the fork of a branch or something. But 6'3" medium. And I don't know, it's not what you typically hear about, because like I said, you hear about rods that are over 7 foot, for skipping. The other thing is the reel that I use is a Daiwa TW80. It's small. You can palm this, you can almost cover it up with just your palm, and it only holds, it doesn't hold much line, which is another thing that you need to keep in mind, because when you're skipping, you're gonna backlash, and the less line that you can put on a reel and still get away with it, the better. I typically skip with anywhere between 17 and 20 pounds, sometimes 25 if it's really gnarly stuff, but typically between 17 and 20 pounds. And this reel only holds maybe 40 or 50 yards of 20, something like that. It doesn't hold a lot. So if you do backlash, I mean, you could pick it out in like 2 seconds. And the other thing is, this is my preferred skipping jig. This is a Buckeye ball and out, ball head jig. I think this is a 3/8 ounce. And it doesn't have a trailer on it right now because I'm gonna show you something else that helps me with skipping. I throw this trailer, I forget, was this the Pro Chunk or whatever it is from Zoom, year round. I don't care about water temperature. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't throw curl tail, flapping crawl style trailers at all. None. That's it. That's the jig that I throw, combo that I throw year round. And the thing is that's the other thing of piece of information that's kind of misleading, is that like when the water temperature gets below 50 degrees, go with a no action trailer. But when it gets above 60 degrees, that's when you go back to your flapping legs. Why? Why? Here's my thought process, okay? The no action trailers are good year round because of fishing pressure these days. That's more shit that people never talk about. Fishing pressure on a lake will have the same effect as a cold front or any other kind of drastic, weather scenario or something to where it shuts fish down. That's like me. One of the crankbaits that I throw all year round is a flat side because of fishing pressure these days. Ever since COVID, fishing pressure is off the Richter scale for a lot of these lakes. And that it works better out. It's better for me because that means that's less trailers and less crap that I have to carry around with me. One trailer, one jig all year round. I don't care if it's 20 foot. I don't care if I'm casting it up on shell beds. I don't care if I'm skipping bushes with it. It's one jig and one trailer, period. And guess what? It gets bit. And guess what else? And Swindle's talked about this, and he's right. As far as color goes, I throw two colors. It's this brown type color and a black and blue. That's it. And if I run out of one trailer of one particular color, I'll throw the blue one on the brown one and the brown one on the blue one. It don't matter. Another good color that I've been keeping with me is the South Africa Special. It goes good on any color jig, black, brown, blue, whatever. But here's the thing I want to show you guys. And I used to get, when I worked at Pugos, I was getting a fair amount of questions about this when guys were starting to learn how to throw jigs and be proficient with them. Now, this trailer, a lot of guys, what they call hang the trailer. It goes on the hook like that. Now, if you hang this trailer, okay, and you want to skip it, from the head to the bottom of the trailer, there's a gap there. That's going to create an edge to where that jig can catch it, and it will not allow you to skip it. It'll piss you off. Now, what I do is I thread it. I'm going to show you why. And when you thread it, kind of go in on the bottom of the trailer, if that makes sense, like more this way and not necessarily right in the middle. And it takes a little finessing to get it just right, because you almost borderline ripping the bottom of the trailer. But it makes all the difference, dude. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, so I'm not going to feed you no bullshit. Get on there straight. So that's like, you see how that hook is just almost coming out the bottom of that trailer? And actually it did come out a little bit of the bottom, but it doesn't matter. It's going to stay on for quite a while, longer than you think, really. Okay. Now look at the bottom of that jig. From the head all the way throughout is a flat surface. How easy is it to skip a flat-sided rock? That's rocks that you normally want to skip, right? That's why you do that. This thing, if you're not proficient at skipping and you have this combo, or maybe not this combo, I would say this jig combo, but that roll with the rod about 6 inches taller than you are, and something that's not too heavy, like a medium, maybe a medium heavy, because a lot of these rods are almost like shoes, right? So like Converse fit a little big, or Vans fit a little small, or whatever. Rod companies are kind of the same way. Just because you see a rod that says medium heavy, sometimes you'll get that rod and it actually leans more toward a heavy or more toward a medium. So before you start ordering rods and things like that, go to a tackle shop and put the rod in your hand and do a bend test. Put the rod on the ground and see how that bend lays out, and see how parabolic it is, man. Like, see how fast that tip is. It's going to make you a lot better at skipping and just fishing in general. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys today, and I hope it helps you out. And if you guys need rods, go check out Pugolo Sporting Goods. Again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I used to work there. They're the best around. If you're in Louisiana, I wouldn't even just say New Orleans or Metro. I'd say if you're in Louisiana, go check out Pugolo Sporting Goods. They got a whole line of rods and everything for you to choose from. And actually, the Daiwa rod that I talked about, see, is what I'm talking about. I'm not sponsored. It's a 6'3", right? I like that rod so much that at one time we didn't have them in stock at the shop, but I wanted another one. Here's one from Dobyns. It's the Dobyns Champion XP series. Guess what? 6'3", and it's a medium. It's a cookie cutter of the same rod, you know, from Daiwa. Excellent rod. And also, what else is cool about the 6'3", this little medium? Guess what, dude? If they're not biting a jig, put a square bill on it. It's a great square billing rod. You can, you know, you could shoot square bills and stuff right. I mean, it's super accurate in the crotch of laydowns or next to docks or whatever. I mean, it's super accurate. Great buzzbait rod as well, if for shorter casts. Excellent rod for flukes, weightless flukes, even weightless worms. You can actually get away with throwing a weightless trick worm on this rod. I've done it a lot of times. But yeah, I hope that helps you out. Okay, bye.